Hey guys, this is Bill with NotaryCoach.com. Starting this week, which is January 22nd, 2018, I've started this follow-up weekly MOREcast video. This is to follow up on a weekly email that I started sending out last week, the 15th, and it's called the weekly MOREcast. And it's where I just share lots of maybe more private goals and action items that I personally am doing in my business. And I'm doing that just as a extra level of transparency for you guys. So you can see what it is I'm doing to grow my business. You can take from it things that work from you, leave the things that don't. I'm going to be very candid in those emails, especially as we progress and things start growing. So you can, some of it's going to work, some of it's not going to work. So you take whatever works for you and apply it to your business, and you can ignore the rest or make fun of me for even thinking about it and trying it. Whatever makes you feel better, that's totally fine by me. I'm definitely taking a risk by sharing it with you because it's not tried and tested material, which is usually what you find on the internet. And it's usually designed by people who just want to try to sell you a system, which is awesome when they find things that work. I'm not necessarily taking that approach. Of course, I have the Sign and Thrive Notary Training course and the community. So if you want to join us there, that's great. Lots of extra value added there. But for right now, this is really just designed to help you launch and grow your business. I know a lot of signing agents keep their information pretty close to their vest. A lot of that is for good reason. Sometimes, I subscribe to a different way of doing business and doing life, and that's that there is plenty for everybody. So I come from a very abundant place. I think that we can share this information. Some people are going to rise to the top, just going to take it and run with it and go. Others might be have different goals and a different pace. I don't think there's wrong with anything that you guys do. You just always want to maintain integrity in yourselves and your business as you progress on this. So without further ado, I just want to recap. Remember, we're talking about last week's email that I sent out. I mentioned my goals, what I had planned to do, and those types of things I love, items I love. And we'll just kind of work our way through that email, and I'll kind of share with you how it actually went. So as far as my signing schedule, I was booked nonstop all last week. It was kind of that mid-week, mid-month range, so you never know what you're going to get. But we had lots of outside mobile signings, and we had a ton of in-office signings at our client's office there in the title building. So it went really well as far as that goes. Also did some last will and testament work, mainly for friends and family that needed it. And that's an extra service that I add. I do those free for friends and family, especially right now in Arizona, because we can only charge $2 a signature anyway. And sure, there's ways to pad that with travel fees and mileage and stuff like that. But I do it for free to friends and family on my Facebook page because it gives me great ways to connect, and it just helps me build my database so I can ask them for referrals to escrow officers whenever I'm ready to do that. So just keep that in mind as you progress. Although I will tell you that Arizona is increasing their notary fee here soon. We still don't know exactly when that will happen, but when it does, I'm going to be well positioned to take advantage of that. And I hope you are too. So the other thing that I talked about in the email is that I'm reading this book called Traffic, Why We Drive the Way We Do and What That Means About You. This is fascinating. Taps into every nerd gene that I have. And because I'm on the road, sometimes 300 or 400 miles a day, I really put a lot of thought into that. So I'm really getting a lot from this, and I can't wait to see where the author takes it. The big key thing that I'm taking away right now is that as soon as we as human beings sit behind a car, something about us changes. We actually become different people. And I find that fascinating, and it relates so well to how I see people driving on the road. The other component of this email is I talk about something I really love that's working in my business right now, especially when it comes to products. So right now I'm talking about this Katie Crazy Horse leather briefcase. It's just the 16-inch. It's a much smaller bag than I've ever used before. I usually like a spot for everything, so I'll go with these bigger bags, but I have gone through tons of bags, different ones, and I've given up. In fact, I just was using some old laptop bag because I just gave up. I didn't think there was going to be a perfect bag. And any bag that says it's for notaries is a little too over the top, or it's too nerdy even for me. So I got this as a gift, and it was actually spot on perfect. A gift from my mom, of course, so she just seemed to nail it. What I love about it, it has two main compartments, and then inside the compartments are other smaller ones, like for my notary stamp, plenty of pens, a separate slot for my actual notary journal, plus room for cords and everything that I have to charge when I'm on my way. It's got this separate compartment here where I can put my Surface Pro, my Kindle, the charging equipment for those items, and then of course a little separate pocket for the little pen. I don't even know what they call them yet for that, but I love that right now too. So also, this has two very easy to get into bags on the side. So I have my idea book, and then of course I've got my pen container right here for my new favorite pens that I'm talking about in this week's email. So that is what I love. There's a link for this down below too. I just bought it on Amazon, I think, or I got it as a gift from Amazon. It turns out to be like less than 150 bucks. So it's a really good value for what you get. And it still has that rustic, nice leather appeal. Also on the other side is a real easy pocket. This is where I do my daily journal or my day planner kind of book. So loving that right now. Quotes that pop for me this week. This is another big one that you're going to see a lot of, especially when it comes to vision. So quotes are not just some meme for me that I just post and forget about. I actually contemplate these, and I actually integrate them somehow into my daily affirmations, my daily vision, or whatever, some kind of activity, so it keeps me thinking about this. But today's comes from Epictetus. And this is huge for me because having a vision of where you want your life and your business to be versus where it might just kind of go off on its own is extremely important, especially when you're making these day-to-day decisions that affect the outcome of that. You'll learn from my videos that I'm big into habits. I'm big into programming the mind and working that to achieve what you want. So this one really stood out. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. It's real short and simple, but really it's about knowing who you want to become and then taking the actions to get there. I mean, this is reverse engineering that people are, like Gary Vee, are teaching right now. This guy, way back in the day, already had it nailed. So my goals and objective for last week was to write some email content for soliciting the new escrow officers as I build my nationwide notary signing business. Now, I still have a lot of work to do on that, and I'll tell you that in the reason why. The other one is to create a Google Forms application for Sign and Thrive students so they can become signers for me as my business gradually expands to those other states. I also want to complete the ID and signature module for the Sign and Thrive course, write another 5,000 words for my book, and optimize my lowest performing YouTube videos. Now, the cool thing about this coming week is that all of these goals are pretty much the same goals. You won't know it today because I have the most energy I've had for a week, but I've got an infected tooth that has caused a lot of problems in my life. For the last week, I've been cloudy-minded. I haven't been on my A game at all. Like, this is my C game or my D game or F game. It's just been really bad. So that gets fixed and remedied tomorrow. So I'll be right back up to speed, and so I can knock off some more of these things. I've added a few more items to my goal list. So that will be on today's email, which is going out here pretty quick. So if you haven't already, sign up for my newsletter by going to www.notarycoach.com. You can order the free report there, or you can just enter your email just down below the fold. And that will get you on the list, and you can start receiving these emails as well. All right, guys, that's all I've got for this week. Thank you for tuning in for the MOREcast follow-up video to January 15th, 2018.